Hello, everyone. I am so excited to speak with you today about the value of building an AI-powered organization and how it can make a real difference for you now and well into the future. And I just have to take a moment to share that this is my first virtual keynote. I know so many of us are adapting to new ways of working these days, but I'm actually speaking to you from my home in Washington State. And for the record, I don't own a green screen. But by using a Microsoft Kinect camera and a deep learning AI program, we created this virtual 3D environment and took a room in my house that actually looks like this and turned it into this. Cool breakthroughs like this are energizing, but even more than that, it's reflective of how human ingenuity gets ignited when we're faced with new challenges that require us to think differently. And it's the same kind of ingenuity that I've observed meeting with so many business leaders around the world across every industry. I'm always struck by how passionate business leaders are about delivering products and services that are meaningful to your customers and inspiring and rallying your employees around a common mission and encouraging them to innovate and embrace technology in a way that builds durable organizations that are successful for the long term. But now we're faced with an unprecedented situation. And the pressure is enormous to answer tough questions like how do you continue to serve your customers, motivate your employees, and steer your organizations when this level of change has happened virtually overnight? Decisions we make today not only impact how our organizations can recover, but also impact how quickly we can get them back to growth. This is clearly a time when you're focusing on what's absolutely business critical and looking to capture those opportunities that truly make a difference. The time to make AI work for you and put it into action is now. Putting AI into action in your business is powerful, whether you want to quickly react to unanticipated circumstances, maintain business continuity, serve your customers in new ways, or optimize core processes. Let me share a few ways AI is driving businesses forward. There's 3 scenarios where we're seeing a huge surge of activity around making AI real. And the first is AI for business process optimization, where there's a critical need for more flexibility and agility. The second is AI to help with employee productivity, especially as people's jobs have gotten more complex with more to take care of. And the third is AI to help with customer service in a time of few resources, yet with customers needing more help than ever and looking for more proactive anticipation of their needs. Starting with business process optimization. When it comes to using AI to streamline business processes, many companies are finding, especially in these times, that their processes are not as agile as they need them to be. They're looking to find efficiencies, reduce costs, and ultimately generate revenue. In the manufacturing space, companies like Paramount Glass that have fixed costs that are highly sensitive to fluctuations in demand are using AI for real-time monitoring and to unlock insights that help with detecting anomalies and defects in their products to improve their product quality and production efficiency. The approach they've taken has helped them reduce defects by 5%, which is translated into more predictable delivery timelines for their customers. In the case of employee productivity, more companies than ever are using AI to help with increasing productivity as well as creativity, and to optimize the precious time their employees do have to focus on things like expanding customer engagement or improving business results. Some of the most successful employee productivity projects we've seen are based on scenarios that move from manual, rule-based systems to human-supervised automated engines. At Reuters, it's essential that they serve their readers with the most interesting content. And they're doing that using an AI-powered recommendation engine that matches relevant videos to articles. And with this approach, Reuters has been able to increase total video views by 4% while also driving the average completion rate above 80%. And taking employee productivity to the next level is all about providing skilled users the tools they need to collaborate with machines in new ways. Microsoft's Autonomous Systems platform gives engineers the ability to use AI to teach machines and help work teams optimize their operations. National Oil Well Varco is using machine teaching to reduce costs by limiting machine downtime. So now, experienced machinists are training industrial control systems with AI, enabling them to focus on higher priority tasks, while operators with less experience can focus on other operations. And finally, AI for customer service enables true end-to-end customer management, all the way from customer support and lead routing to sales, real-time behavior prediction. By combining a CRM system with machine learning and conversational AI, bots are dramatically changing user experiences and giving back business insights that enable you to wow your customers. And now, more than ever, airlines, public service agencies, and many other companies are facing an overwhelming amount of calls from customers. We see more organizations turning to AI to be able to immediately respond and deliver quick impact for their customers, their patients, and citizens. In response to the COVID-19 pandemic, organizations in the United States, Europe, and Middle East have been using the Microsoft Healthcare bot to quickly respond to patients, giving them access to verified and validated information, helping to reduce the load on doctors and nurses. And since March, public service and health organizations have created over 1,200 COVID-19 self-assessment bots, reaching over 18 million individuals based on the Microsoft Healthcare bot service. AI capabilities can vastly improve how you serve your customers, how you focus on core operations, and how you build agility into your business processes. But the few examples I just shared begin to scratch the surface of the ways organizations are putting AI into action with innovative solutions for specific scenarios. The real differentiated value creation and the durable lasting impact really happens when you embrace this notion of building what we call a truly AI-powered organization. Because putting AI into action is the most effective and life-changing when you strategically scale its impact across the entire business. And to do this, it requires a mindset that embraces this idea that AI can fundamentally change what's possible for you to achieve with your employees and your organization. And so what do I mean by an AI-powered organization? Because there's a few dimensions. First, AI-powered organizations make decisions in new ways, where insights from large sets of data fuel more predictive, more accurate, and more productive results. Secondly, AI-powered organizations embody a special company culture, one that is data-driven and curious and seriously commits to the responsible use of AI. And lastly, AI-powered organizations deliberately put AI in the hands of every employee, not just their technical people, but those with domain expertise, those closest to the business functions, so they can bring their unique skills to bear, no matter where the data happens to sit in your organization, which supports better decision-making. Making the shift to become an AI-powered organization could be one of the most pivotal decisions you make. As parts of the world emerge into what will be the new normal, in this period of change, business leaders have a rare vantage point where you see what's absolutely core to your business, and you can re-examine previous, perhaps less agile approaches and redirect your company's energy to shape what's possible now. As you envision what's possible for your organization, it's critical to prioritize where and what you want to invest your energy on. Take the time to get super clear on the strategic imperatives across the entire company. It's so important to connect and collaborate with other leaders in your company to create a connected, not siloed vision and a coordinated plan. It is super expensive, we all know, to experiment with projects or multiple proofs of concept with limited application or ROI. So be super selective about where teams should be spending their time. The old adage, to slow down in order to speed up, has never been more true than when it comes to defining the right AI strategy. My team and I have spent the past couple of years crisscrossing the world, working closely with business leaders, AI experts, and professionals, and having deeply candid conversations about their experiences, about what worked, and quite frankly, what didn't as they began using and rolling out AI. We learned a lot about what processes actually helped accelerate AI adoption, but most importantly, we wanted to share these valuable learnings with everyone to help you avoid the pitfalls. And in a nutshell, that's why we created AI Business School. It's our free, highly popular online masterclass series designed to help you think through what you need to do in terms of strategy, culture, responsible AI, and technology to set yourself and your org up for success. Since launching AI Business School about a year ago, already over 1 million people have already gone through it, watching the exec interviews, reading case studies, and downloading the tools and guides that we've made available in the business school. Most, if not all, organizations are going to be reevaluating their plans for 2020 and beyond. These valuable lessons from leaders and the insights available in AI Business School are more relevant than ever. And now is a great time to identify your critical path and understand how AI fits with your business model and capabilities. Kirsten Moody, Chief Data and Analytics Officer for State Farm, has a unique perspective on this. So let's hear what she has to say.
At State Farm, we're very clear and we're very strict with ourselves to make sure that the work we're doing in artificial intelligence is aligned and embedded with a business strategy as well as an execution plan for positive transformation within the business. Which means that we're thinking not only about the artificial intelligence, but the change impact on the business process, the employees, and the surrounding and enabling technology systems. We're really reshaping individual and organizational mindsets about the role of AI in our business. And what this really means is that we're redrawing the line between what the computer or the machine can do best and what people can do best. And when you redraw that line, you have to recalibrate your processes, you need to recalibrate how you educate and motivate your workforce, and you need to recalibrate how your technology systems are supporting the business and supporting your customers. So what we're really trying to accomplish with artificial intelligence are business outcomes. And the way that we get that is by thinking about where we draw the line between what the computer can do best and what people can do best. And when you do that, you really start to harmonize the people and the computer for the best possible outcomes for the business.
As you heard from Kirsten, the alignment of strategic imperatives, AI capabilities, and employee motivation is what's helping to create AI value at State Farm. A powerful example is how they've used AI and machine learning, greatly reducing the time to settle an auto damage claim from 15 days to as little as 30 minutes, which is a win-win for both the business and for their customers. Ultimately, the companies that are the most successful with AI focus on use cases that not only align to the strategic goals of the company, but they also match the technical solution to the skills and capabilities that fit within the maturity level of their own organization. Following strategic clarity, another core lesson is around cultivating the right cultural mindset and how essential that is to driving success with AI. We've learned this on our own journey at Microsoft. And this lesson is underscored by the findings of a recent survey we conducted with over 10,000 employers and employees across the world. Companies who reported gaining the most value from AI in their organizations have prioritized communication, innovation, employee autonomy, and training to a much greater extent than companies who are struggling to extract value from their AI projects. From the learnings we've gathered, there are 4 key aspects to instilling what I call an AI-ready culture. First, is organizations need to be data-driven, meaning they need to be able to reason over the entire data estate, no matter where the data resides. And they have to have the ability to access that data in real time across the organization so they can make decisions at unprecedented scale and speed. Secondly, it's about enabling and including all employees to participate, to contribute ideas, ask questions, so every layer of the organization is represented. Fostering an inclusive approach like this leads to more diverse ideas, better solutions, and more motivated employees. Third, leaders have an obligation around implementing AI responsibly and creating a responsible approach to AI that addresses the ethical challenges that AI presents. And last, it's so important that this mindset flows through every level of the organization, including leadership at the uppermost levels, because it needs to be ingrained into the fabric of how decisions are made and how employees are managed and rewarded. It is this marriage of cultural transformation with the adoption of technology that has a true force multiplier effect. And let's hear from one of our leaders at Microsoft who has learned this as her organization began rolling AI out.
When we thought about beginning our digital transformation journey, my leadership team and I got together and started talking about what needed to change. And as usual, we started with a list of the actual goals we had for the organization. Make forecasting more accurate. Could we use technology differently? But we quickly learned that the actual list of things we needed to make were about what cultural attributes we needed to build in our team. How are we going to make it important for each of our team members to get comfortable with new technology? How are we going to incent them to learn and not be afraid of moving forward with this process? And how are we going to motivate, have people be excited about learning, excited about the adoption of new and different ways of approaching problems? And so for me, when we look back, I realized that it was almost more important to realize the culture change you needed in the organization than it was to realize the business problems you were trying to solve. Because really what we needed was a motivated workforce, not just our leadership team or my direct reports, but every layer of the team needed to feel like they were going to be incented and be valued by their adoption of the technology, by the outputs that allowed them to have. Then we could let each of the teams be empowered to pick their goals. Whether that goal was around forecasting or credits or collections or using it in treasury teams or tax, it needed to be about really having your team say, I want to do this, I'm excited to do this, and I feel like by doing this, I'll be more valued by the organization.
As with culture, responsibility is core for successful AI adoption. We believe AI must be built in a way that earns trust. Responsible innovation starts by establishing principles that reflect your intentions, your values, your goals, in effect, the culture of your organization. And to make these principles real, they need to translate and evolve into practices that enable the management of the entire AI lifecycle at every step of development, along with a governance model that operationalizes responsible AI across all organizational functions. Then, to bring these practices to life, you need tools that detect bias in data, improve model transparency and explainability, which is critical in making decisions fully transparent. At Microsoft, we've been on this journey for some time, and we're committed to sharing our own learnings and guidance and tooling to help our customers and partners. For business leaders, I'll mention AI Business School again, which provides a host of resources and an entire module on responsible AI with information on tooling and recommended approaches. And for your technical teams who are developing and deploying AI, we recently launched the Responsible AI Resource Center, where practitioners have access to leading practices, tooling, and insights from AI experts from Microsoft, all in one place. And of course, as you work through the aspects of strategy, culture, and responsible AI, It's important to plan how you scale the AI technology across your entire organization. Fundamentally, that means rethinking right from the get-go with forethought how AI is developed and managed across the entire AI lifecycle, from design to development, training, deployment, monitoring. This requires a strong MLOps or machine learning operations practice. MLOps enables collaboration between data scientists, machine learning engineers, software developers, and other IT teams to manage the AI lifecycle, connecting it to the business more directly and ensuring that every step, every task in the cycle is defined with responsibility in mind right from the beginning, and at the scale and speed that's also required by your organization. In my experience, this is an area where I have found most customers expend the least amount of time, and it's one of the most important areas. A great example of a company that has put this approach into action is TransLink, the transit agency for Vancouver, Canada. TransLink built 18,000 AI models to predict accurate departure times. Imagine the complexity of managing that number of models. With the adoption of MLOps strategies, they vastly improved the accuracy of predicted departure times by 74% and reduced their average customer wait time by 50%. To help you discover best practices when it comes to managing development in your organization, I am so excited to announce that today we're releasing a brand new learning path in AI Business School that specifically addresses the practice of applying MLOps to your AI lifecycle, along with the frameworks and tools to help you manage your innovation practice and measure the success of your AI investments. Please check it out. I promise you'll be happy that you did. We've discovered that the key to unlocking success is to anticipate each element in this AI flywheel and to avoid falling into the dreaded AI adoption chasm, where we sometimes see companies get stuck in the incubation phase or proofs of concept purgatory, feeling like they're not in a position to deploy or scale their AI projects, which obviously limits their ability to get the value and level of innovation they're looking for to propel their business forward. To share more, I've invited Nick McGuire, Vice President of Enterprise Research at CCS Insights, to share his observations about how to avoid getting stuck in this gap.
We at CCS Insight have the pleasure of working with a large number of companies all over the world on their AI strategies, and we observe the market. We're constantly amazed by the level of growth we've seen in this area over the last 18 months. 75% or so of the businesses that we survey on an annual basis have some form of machine learning project happening inside their organization. This is up from 50% a year ago. But as the point that was made earlier, the vast majority of this activity is still highly experimental, meaning that companies do not yet have a lot of experience fully operationalizing AI and making it available to all employees in the organization. So what can make companies cross the chasm, if you like, and get out of this pilot purgatory that some companies have really struggled with? Well, we observed three key areas that kind of are key success factors for AI at the moment. The first, and this was a point that Mitra made earlier, and we fully agree with it, that companies that have a data-driven culture have a real significant chance of success. And this isn't just about decision-making, it's also about measuring success. And companies that apply business metrics to their ML projects, not just technical metrics, are also succeeding quite well. We also think that companies that look holistically across the organization, not just in pockets or indeed in domains of the business or focusing entirely on the customer, are also getting some good results. And then lastly, what we've observed is companies that have a strategic advisor, a trusted advisor that can help them not only apply the technology, but understand best practices and understand where the technology can actually really add value to their operational context, are the ones that are also winning in the market. So, we think these three areas are really, really important. But of course, we're in a very disruptive period of time at the moment. And as we look ahead into difficult economic times, and companies are really having to overhaul their IT strategies at the moment. So I think this means that AI itself and AI projects are probably going to go through some significant changes as well as we look forward over the next coming months and quarters. We're going to see companies probably not having enough time nor budget to run long-scale experiments or proof of concepts in AI anymore. This means that projects that can get to production fast, that are solving specific business problems, are going to become prioritized. We also think that companies are going to dial heavily around automation and process reengineering. This is particularly acute in areas that have come under strain since the crisis emerged, areas like the contact center, manufacturing, supply chain environments as well. But lastly, one of the most important areas that we think is going to become critical over the coming months is that companies are really going to focus on responsible approaches to machine learning. We observed last year that the governance of AI actually became one of the most important criteria for investment that we've seen from companies in machine learning. And we think this is going to continue over the next 12 months. The bottom line is that companies are realizing that in this critical period, people's impressions are being shaped heavily, and the actions that companies take are going to become really significant. So companies are going to want to get AI right during this period of time. And this is going to bring a lot more attention on topics like ML ops, ML lifecycle management, and areas like bias and explainability moving forward. So all this to say that there's a lot of change happening in AI at the moment, but companies that are crossing the chasm are not only reacting the best in terms of the current situation, but we think are actually best placed to thrive in the future as we look forward as well. So with that, I want to thank you from London and much appreciate the time.
As Nick pointed out, those who focus on creating an AI-powered organization are more likely to scale and succeed with AI. And creating the level of momentum that requires means tapping into the talent of your employees in new ways. In the same survey I mentioned earlier, we found that 91% of employees want new skills that can help them succeed with using AI in their jobs. And on top of that, employees from AI-powered companies say they want to use AI more, and they report finding more meaning in their jobs when they do. To make the most of this potential, it's important to understand how every business function can move forward in innovative ways. And that means putting AI into the hands of every employee as a part of their daily work in ways that are meaningful and transformative. At Microsoft, we're very focused on the best ways we can help you put AI in the hands of every employee in every business function, because we believe that the true potential of AI is only realized when AI experiences are democratized for every single employee, from everyday business users to developers to field engineers to data scientists. We have a comprehensive platform of software and tools that helps quickly accelerate AI adoption, from ready-to-go, off-the-shelf products you can use today, all the way to advanced tools for precise customization depending on the unique needs and capabilities of your organization. For everyday employees and business users, Microsoft 365 has infused AI into familiar apps in user-friendly ways, so employees can improve personal productivity, streamline teamwork, and get help with daily decision-making. Business users can use the enterprise-ready, prepackaged AI solutions in Dynamics 365 for horizontal functions like sales and marketing and customer service. And we've democratized the creation and consumption of AI with our Power Platform. With Power Platform, you can go a step beyond ready-to-use AI and give everyone in your organization, regardless of their technical experience, the ability to create new AI applications without writing a single line of code. Users can build, train, publish, and run AI models using pre-built or customizable templates through a guided process right within the Power Platform and as an integral part of their daily work. And for those employees looking to create custom differentiated AI applications, or for those with development teams who have AI expertise, we have the most approachable and productive platform for AI in the world. Azure AI is the best platform for AI development and operations management. The machine learning capabilities in Azure give developers and data scientists the ability to build and train and deploy machine learning models quickly. And as I mentioned earlier, Azure provides a common MLOps platform that scales across the entire organization, so everyone from everyday users to business users to developers and data scientists can collaborate in the same place. So you have one central place of governance. And our approach doesn't stop there. One of the most pressing questions we get from our enterprise customers has consistently been around how AI can help them in situations that require the use of deep subject matter expertise. They want to know how their subject matter experts can effectively use AI and apply their knowledge in ways that help in solving for the most challenging problems, whether for business or for society. And to do this, we need to put AI into the hands of researchers, operations managers, field technicians, marketers, biz dev people, and more. So these highly skilled subject matter experts can work smarter and help them to apply, co-reason, and collaborate with AI across their teams. One fascinating example of this is the Swedish-based company Mitra Whiskey. Mitra has combined AI with a 1,000-year-old brewing technique, human expertise, and craftsmanship to elevate their product to the next level by putting AI right in the hands of the whiskey master blender. Over the past year, Mitra has partnered with the Finnish tech company 4Kind and Microsoft to create the world's first whiskey developed with AI. Master blender Angela D'Orazio was able to coach AI models and algorithms to select the best recipe for bottling. She tested and refined the recommendations based on her expertise and the deep knowledge of her craft at a pace and level that was never before possible. Putting AI in the hands of this master blender led to the resulting whiskey intelligence by Mitra and 4Kind getting awarded a gold medal by the American Distilling Institute and named 2020 Best of Category International Malt Whiskey. Truly revolutionary. Building off the success at Mitra, 4Kind is now partnering with Mondelez International to do the same for the snack industry. Mondelez is one of the world's largest snack companies, famous for some of my favorite brands like Oreo, definitely Sour Patch Kids, Trident Gum, Toblerone, Cadbury, and lots more. They're always looking for how to bring the next great snack to market, and I thank them profusely for that. Using AI, they'll now be able to provide insights and recommendations to their master tastemakers to improve snack quality and discover new taste experiences to delight our taste buds in new ways. An absolutely vital sector, especially given the COVID-19 crisis, is healthcare and pharmaceuticals. It's so important that the brilliant experts in these fields can pursue innovation and knowledge that can help them answer hard questions and provide solutions. Novartis, the Swiss pharmaceutical company, is bringing the power of AI to the desk of every employee, not just their data scientists and developers, but to everyone, with the goal of transforming how medicines are discovered, manufactured, and brought to market. They've taken a truly holistic approach, redefining how every business function can make use of AI, from research to manufacturing to distribution. Many of their 50,000 employees deal with huge amounts of data related to pharmaceutical information, like medical journal articles, chemical representations, gene sequences, and clinical trial results. With AI, they can more quickly make sense and extract key insights from this vast amount of unstructured information to help them take on the next wave of challenges in medicine. Let's take a look at how Novartis is putting this into practice in their business today.
Every person contributes something unique in their job. In a pharmaceutical company like Novartis, the important aspect is finding more targets, more molecules that could eventually become a life-saving medicine. We generate data at every point of our value chain. In our alliance with Microsoft, we are innovating at the intersection of AI and life sciences, building the elemental blocks of AI such that every associate can put them together in exciting new ways. This will allow them to reason, innovate, and ultimately augment their expertise and creativity.
As a researcher, our core work is to develop new drugs. But the amount of information in the world of medicine is constantly growing. Using AI, we've been able to bring together critical information across data sources. By using our scientific knowledge and reasoning on top of AI models, we can accelerate our discovery.
We can navigate each other's data, make all this accessible, exchangeable, so that the next colleague can add his piece of work. We will be able to make connections which impacts the patients, but also us as researchers.
Every field, every industry is becoming a data-dependent, data-driven field. AI has a fundamental capability as a complement to the human expertise. If we infuse it at every single step of the workflow, we can empower our people and bring the magic of AI in a meaningful way.
I love seeing these researchers putting AI into action on such important projects. And I want to underscore that it's not only the individual employees who are able to transform their daily work in powerful ways. It's whole teams who can now collaborate, share, and explain their reasoning with others so that methodologies and learnings can be shared, replicated, and improved upon. It is astounding the power that exists to help propel us in new directions now that the opportunity to make a meaningful difference with AI is available to everyone in the business. I'd like to acknowledge that leaders across business and society have important decisions to make about how they'll serve their customers and bring all employees along as you chart the course ahead. It's my hope that this discussion showed how putting AI into action can help you address near-term needs as you react to a shifting landscape, and how becoming an AI-powered organization can help to inject resiliency and innovation into your company in a way that motivates and empowers everyone. And as I close, I'd like to share that when so much has changed, I remind myself that the human creativity and sheer ingenuity that has always gotten us through has not changed and is still our most powerful asset. The resolve and leadership you demonstrate now makes all the difference. It's a time to think strategically about the potential of today and tomorrow and take meaningful steps day by day to get there. I wish you all well, and thank you for your time.